Hey, what's up, everybody? First off, happy Memorial Day. And today, let's look at the newly constructed homes and vacant homes, and especially vacant schools and vacant lots, and especially one in downtown. Before we jump in, be sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and then link down the description, or click on the icon bell button. And let's check it out. This is a former railway exchange building in downtown St. Louis, and it is vacant for decades. And this one next to it is the vacant parking garage and the building. So it's going to be a redevelopment into a residence or to be demolished by the upcoming years. Right here on Billups Avenue is former Turner Middle School. This property is abandoned for decades and is about time for redevelopment in the upcoming years. Rather demolish it or plan for converting into the apartments. So that's why it's sitting for decades long. Now let's move on. Right here on Kennerly Avenue is the abandoned school, but it's not listed for sale, actually. We're likely to redevelopment or likely to be sold soon, but let's keep on moving. On Wells Goodfellow neighborhood was two former school, we're likely to redevelopment in upcoming years that almost look similar to Yeatman Middle Schools. One on Lotus Avenue was former Stowe Elementary School, and one on Wabata Avenue was former Langston Middle School. So, again, it will likely to redevelopment or turn into apartments or even demolish it and building the new apartment complex to make a better city in the future. But let's move on. Here on Euclid Avenue in Fountain Park neighborhood was the former Euclid School. This property was almost hit by the last year's EF3 May 16th tornado and will likely be demolished for redevelopment by the upcoming years. But before we get to it, let's talk about the May 16th tornado of last year. On May 16th, 2025, the devastating EF3 tornado ripped through North St. Louis neighborhoods. 5 people were died, and most of the people were lost their lives, and 7 schools, several houses, apartments, and businesses were also hit by the EF3 tornado from last year. In the Ville, more than 10 new modular homes are being built to eliminate some vacant lots along Aldine Avenue to be completed by the end of this year. So let's get back on track. Right here on Cora Avenue was the former Cote Brilliant School, was also got damaged by tornado from last year and may not be able to rebuild for residential space. Instead, will get demolished by the upcoming years with 5 other vacant school buildings. Right here on Minerva Avenue was the vacant school building. This vacant school building does not get hit by the tornado from last year. Will also likely to demolish for redevelopment after they bid the auction price by the upcoming years. Onto the vacant lot is on Bacon Street. The vacant lot that could cause eyesore for everybody will likely build newer homes here by the upcoming years, and also for Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood to eliminate some vacant lots. On Biddle Street is the vacant lot. It will likely be building new apartment units by expanding the complex for more residents to live here after they study to approve contract by the upcoming years. And also on Biddle Street is the old and decayed mold building that was vacant for decades. It will likely be demolished by the upcoming years for the future redevelopment. But let's keep on moving. On Parnell Street, that used to be the service station, and now it's already been demolished and now became a vacant lot, would likely to be sold for future redevelopment for better neighborhood in the upcoming years. On Doddier Street is the huge vacant lot, will likely to be the sports or entertainment complex by the upcoming years. That's why I watch the news with it. So let's keep on moving. And also, for this vacant lot, would rather likely be the apartment condos for new residents or for something different after they demolishing the pavement. But let's keep on moving, folks. On St. Louis Avenue, this vacant house was sitting there for decades, would likely to be demolished by the upcoming years, Otherwise, that can cause eyesore to everybody. On Aldine Avenue has vacant lots for decades, would be gone by the upcoming years, and for constructing more than 10 new houses along that street, and to be completed by the end of 2026. Next one on 21st Street was half of the vacant lot due to half was already building the truck storage yard. Redevelopment would likely due by the upcoming years and will likely be the new Dutch Bros Coffee located here or something else located here real soon. On Shoto Avenue in South City, that's still a vacant lot. The redevelopment plan will soon eliminate that vacant lot by building mixed-use business and residential space by upcoming years. Next, on Kings Highway Boulevard was almost vacant lot by Archwell Health that used to be Aldi store. The future redevelopment plan would be by the upcoming years for last year's tornado recovery. And then on Clayton Avenue, that area will no longer vacant due to the construction of the new apartment. That redevelopment planning a couple of months ago for the expansion of Cortex area in the upcoming years. On Delmar Boulevard, that used to be house here, but it's already gone, but it's become vacant lot. That almost causing eyesore for people will be put for sale very soon. Next to that on Samuel Shepherd Drive was this vacant house with boarded up doors and windows, would likely planning to renovate this house like brand new for residents by upcoming years. On Jefferson Avenue was the abandoned service station was set for decades. That redevelopment plan more likely to replace this small property with mixed-use business and residential building by the upcoming years. And let's keep on moving. On Ohio Avenue was this house were no longer vacant to become affordable by renovating into new look. It made details in South City would complete in a couple of days. On Grand Boulevard was the abandoned bank which is closed decades ago. Unlikely redevelopment of the former bank will soon be something new by the upcoming months. On Grand Boulevard was this building were no longer vacant, would likely become affordable apartment building. The redevelopment already planning to renovate this older building would convert it into apartment building. On Hebert Street was the unfinished newly built houses. Those newly constructed houses was unfinished like others did. Will unlikely to hire a new contractor to resume the construction site. On North 14th Street was the newly constructed apartment units. Those newly constructed apartment units to replace the aging apartment units will be gone by upcoming years. And next to that, on North 14th Street was the aging apartment units were retired. These apartment units were built a long time ago and will be demolished by the upcoming years. On Shoto Avenue in South City was the newly renovated in Peabody. The first aging apartment units were demolished and to start building brand new apartment units will be completed by the upcoming years. On Kings Highway Boulevard, that building was for sale, but it caught on fire a couple of months ago and ended up being demolished and soon be the future redevelopment plan. Right here on Kings Highway Boulevard, that used to be the old furniture outlet store that I went there last time, and now it's closed permanently and will likely to redevelopment for a new furniture store outlet. Here on Shoto Avenue, that used to be the International Truck Dealer or Maintenance Facility. That same goes to the old furniture outlet store on Kings Highway, and now it's closed permanently, and what's next was the plan for future redevelopment in the upcoming years. Also here on Shoto Avenue was the abandoned truck service facility, as well as International Truck Maintenance Facility. This property was sat abandoned for years, and for more likely to be demolished for redevelopment for another new apartment at Lafayette Square in the upcoming years. And let's move on to the newly constructed buildings. Here on Arsenal Street, that used to be a car dealer. It was closed permanently a couple of months ago, and already started building brand new house apartments a couple of months ago, set to be completed by the upcoming months. And let's move on. On Kings Highway Boulevard, that used to be the old parking lot for any residents. Now, the residential building was already started the construction a couple of months ago and set to be completed by the upcoming years. Here on Tower Grove Avenue was the new house apartment that was already started building a couple of months ago and was already completed weeks ago, so the kids with their family will be living closer to the school that was right across the street. And let's move on. Next up on Minnesota Avenue was the newly built townhomes that was already started a couple of months ago and said to be completed in the upcoming months. Here at the corner between Missouri Avenue and LaSalle Street was the newly constructed apartment. It was started a couple of months ago and was already completed weeks ago, so the new residents will move here from any other cities in the upcoming months. Here on Sheridan Avenue in North City was this random unknown new building was already built years ago. Unsure what's the name of the new place was right behind the fire department training facility would be completed by the upcoming months. And last but certainly not least, here on Shoto Avenue was the construction of a new children's hospital, which has already broke ground a couple of months ago and set to be completed by the year 2027. And one more thing, on Aubert Avenue in North City was the destroyed shopping center by the EF3 last year's May 16th tornado. The plan is to demo the damaged shopping center for the future redevelopment in the upcoming years as part of the tornado recovery. And here at the riverfront was the large vacant buildings that used to be the old manufacture plant, but it caught on fire in November a couple of months ago, so will unlikely to be demolished for future redevelopment by the upcoming years. And that's it. That's all I have to say. Alright, so before we end this video, let me say this. On May 16th, 2025, a devastating EF3 tornado hit North St. Louis City, and 5 people were dead, and most of the people were lost their lives. And one of the people moved to University City, and some of the people are moved back to their homes, but some other people does not. Good thing the South St. Louis City doesn't get hit by the tornado like 4 years ago by the severe storm. So, without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Be sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure you click that icon bell button for any future videos. And then like this video. Without further ado, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.